Hello and welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to repot some tomatoes. I'm going to check the roots first. First of all, I have a tomato plant here and it's been in here for a couple of weeks now, and as you can see the leaves are starting to wilt. There's plenty of water in there. I don't know the reason for this curling of the leaves, if you can see. I'll just put you on the other. But I imagined the leaves used to be like this. Here's the plant. You know, facing outwards, very upright. But for some reason this large tomato plant, although it's growing very well, the leaves seem to be wilting. So if you could post in the comments any advice on what to do, whether this tomato plant needs to go outside, much appreciated. Okay, so what I've noticed is that these tomato plants that I bought the other day, the roots are starting to come out of the bottom of the pot. Now I have about 6 of them, so what I'm going to do is pot them into larger pots. So we have 2 large pots there, 2 smaller ones. In fact there's 5 tomato plants. Okay, so what we'll use is these 5 pots. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is just put some soil in the bottom of the pots. About a third of the way up. I've also got some seeds and some seed trays and a new propagator which I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so we have 5 pots of soil, about a third full. We'll just do this quickly. Tomato plant number 1, Alicante. It's probably not pot bound, but as you can see there's a fair few roots on there. It's best not to let these get pot bound, so I'm going to do it now. That's the first one that I noticed that had roots poking out the bottom of the pot, so this can be first. What we'll do is just put a bit of soil on the top. These don't need watering in. If your compost is dry, then I would advise watering as soon as you've repotted them. But because this compost is so moist, I'll leave it for a day or 2 and keep checking on it. Okay, so that's the Alicante tomato done. Next we have same again. You can see roots coming through the bottom of the pot and the leaves are starting to wilt a little bit. Now I'm wondering what it is. Gardener's Delight, this is a cherry tomato variety, so we'll get this in may as well do a large pot again. Just take the tag out for a moment. Just top it up with soil. Well, this is compost, organic compost, suitable for edible produce, organic and peat free. Okay, always remember the tag, Gardener's Delight. Okay, now we have a Super Marmande. Now that's actually looking a bit dry. Can't see many roots coming through the bottom. Not happy with that one. I'll have to keep more of an eye on these. Yeah, as you can see, there's plenty of roots on there, nice and white, in the large pot. I'll just take the tag out. Just pat it, firm it down a little bit. Super Moment tag back in. I may actually give this one some water. Okay, that one done. Okay, next we have a Sun Cherry Premium. This is another cherry tomato. These smell great. Okay, not a much bigger pot, but it'll do for now. You can just keep potting these up as they go, as they get bigger and bigger, and eventually when you feel the weather's suitable, you can put them outside. They do better outside in my experience. Tomatoes, unlike peppers, capsicums, tomatoes like a lot of room to spread the roots, and I find that you get a better crop when you give them enough space for the roots. So if you want to do them in pots, I would advise doing them in the largest pot you can possibly manage. You know, even up to like a dustbin size. You know, that's fine. A little bit overkill, but it'll work, and you'll get a good crop. Okay, little bit of roots coming out the bottom, but not like the first one. This one's Super Marmond again. The Super Marmond variety are a beefsteak tomato, so large tomatoes here with this plant. Just take drop it in, a bit of soil on the top. Tag back in. Oh, I forgot to put the Sun Cherry Premium in. Which one was that? That one there. Okay, so that's 5 tomatoes done. Let's do some seeds. I have 2 seed trays here and some seeds just here. Right, let's see what we've got. Courgettes. I'll leave those aside for the moment. I wanted to do the lettuces. Now we've got salad greens, salad lettuce, cos lettuce and butterhead type. So have I got another seed tray? Yes I have, I've got 3. Okay, so 3 it is. Okay, so put some compost in the tray. Now what I might do with these is put some vermiculite over the top and then water it down. I also have some other seeds to plant. I showed you just a minute ago the courgette seeds. Now I'm not sure whether I'm going to plant the courgette seeds this year. I may try a few if I get time, but they need to go in the garden and I haven't really thought of a spot to put them in yet, so I'm holding off on those for the moment. As you can see, this compost is really moist. There's no need to water it. Water in the seeds. Oh, an earthworm. That's how you can tell that it's organic. Okay, so 3 seed trays with compost in the bottom. I'll just flatten it out because these are seeds. Ideally, a seed starting mix would be better, as it's a finer grade of compost, but I don't have any at the moment, so this is going to have to do. There's bits of bark and things that haven't quite decomposed properly in it, but it's pretty good. I like it. Okay, so we'll go with the, now what I'll do with these, I think, is put the tags with them so I know which variety it is. So that's the butterhead type. I'll use just all of these seeds that are in here, if I can get them open. There we go. Tip them into my hand. There looks to be, maybe a couple of hundred, possibly. So just sprinkle them randomly, but quite evenly if possible, across the top of the seed compost. It's only just enough, really. Okay, and now we've got the Kos, Paris Island Kos, so that can go in this one. It's probably going to be the same amount of seeds in here as well, I would have thought. These were from last year, so they may not germinate, but going by the other ones which have germinated, don't know whether you can see them there, the chard and perpetual spinach, looks like most of them have germinated. The salvia apiana seeds didn't germinate, or haven't yet, but I do have some more of them here, which I'll probably do in, I'll try a different method for those. I have a windowsill propagation cloche. I'll just show you in a minute. So I may try the salvia apiana seeds in there, and may put the some of these courgette seeds in there as well. And I think that's about all of the seeds for this year. It's getting a bit late now. It's 12th of May, today's date. So this is quite late for planting seeds, really, but I think that they will do well in here, because this gets really warm and things like to grow quickly in here. So we'll try them in here, and then if I can find a slug-free and snail-free zone outside, then I will plant as much as the stuff as possible outside, because it's getting quite full in here now. Okay, there was only just enough for that. Right, okay, vermiculite. Sorry about the back crinkle. I'll just bring it up. Okay. This is the first year that I've tried vermiculite. It's quite dusty and dry, obviously, in the bag, so it will need spraying. The top of the vermiculite will need to be sprayed. But by the looks of the seeds that I planted earlier, it's very good stuff. I well recommend it if you can afford it. This bag was £10. It's quite expensive, but it does the trick. Just get some around the edges as well. Is that enough? I think that'll do for now. Just gently pat it down and even it out as much as possible. There's probably an easier method to do this, but this is how it's going today. Okay, now to spray the top, which I will probably do later on. because I don't want to make this video too boring. No, I'll do a little bit now. As you can see, it likes to move about with the spray. I wouldn't advise tipping water onto it because it will just go everywhere. But this method works well, putting the seeds on top of the compost and then the vermiculite on the top. I think you can start seeds in just vermiculite, which might be worth a try with the salvia apiana, although I don't want to waste too many of the seeds. That's even if they still germinate, because they're a few years old now. Okay, so it's starting to get very wet. I will come back later and give this a good soaking. Okay, so we have salad lettuce, cos lettuce, butterhead type. I'll just put these aside for the moment. And I'll show you the new purchase today, which was the windowsill growing propagation centre. I couldn't resist this at the price as well, £5.99, which is quite good for this amount of plastic. Okay, what we'll do now is just fill these up with compost. I think I'll try the courgette seeds in these. Being a propagation cloche, or whatever you want to call it, I imagine whatever is planted in here will grow quite quickly, so I may be able to put the courgettes out in the garden this year. But I've been so busy I haven't really had time to plant all the seeds that I wanted to. So as you can see, most of the plants that are in here are actually things that I've bought as starters. You know, the tomato plants, the peas, I've got some sweet corn there, a pumpkin plant, some peppers, chili peppers. What else is there? Some carrots. Okay, what I'll do this time, because I did the salvia apiana seeds in compost, a layer of compost, then put the seeds on the top, and then I put some vermiculite over it. What I'll do this time is I'll abandon the vermiculite and I'll just try the salvia apiana seeds in, oh, there's a woodlouse. Salvia apiana seeds, I'll just put them in compost, and I think I'll do the same with the courgette seeds as well. So what I'll do first is the salvia apiana, because with the courgette seeds I can just fill the soil a bit more and then just poke the seeds in. So we have, let's have a look. This is salvia apiana, by the way. It's white sage, it's tropical. I'll just save a few and I'll put them in the middle. I think there's about maybe 150 seeds in my hand. Let's take that bit out. These actually look like the seeds. The last time I sprinkled the seeds over, it was mainly husks. So hopefully better luck with these. I also think that the last salvia apiana seed planting tray was saturated. I think it got too wet. It was in a part of this tray here that the water collected in the same spot, and the salvia apiana seeds were in that spot, and it just stayed wet, and I think that's what happened, is that they may have rotted because it still looks very saturated, even though I haven't watered it for a good few days. So these are supposed to be sprinkled on the top, but I don't want them to dry out, so that's not going to happen. They're definitely going underneath a layer of soil. I imagine they will see the light through the top layer of soil, but I will just firm it down a little bit. Okay, so we know the salvia apiana is in the middle. What we'll do with the other two is just top it up with compost a bit more. I won't do too many, I'll do perhaps 9 in each. I think that seems a reasonable amount. Yeah, courgette seeds. These were a courgette plant that I grew last season, and I left the last courgette to grow and it became the size of a marrow. And these were all of the seeds out of the one marrow. We'll say marrow. It was actually a large courgette, so it's practically the same thing as a marrow, but it didn't have the white stripes down, which marrows usually do. Now, I may just sprinkle these on. Actually, I'll take a bit of soil off. That seems a lot easier than just planting them. Okay, so they're, just put a few more in. Okay, so there's maybe 25 in there. I'll have to give some away if I've got too many. Layer of compost on the top. Okay, I'll do the same with this one. Seems a lot easier than just making holes and planting them in. Okay, so there's not enough there. There's a few more, about 25 again I think. That's probably about enough. Okay, and some compost on the top. And there we go, all done. Okay, so we have potted up the tomatoes into larger pots. I'll keep you updated on how the tomatoes are doing. There's some sweet corn that needs potting up, a pumpkin plant, a cantaloupe melon, which I'm going to keep in here because it gets very warm in here obviously, and peas will probably be next, and the perpetual spinach and the chard will go outside in a mini greenhouse soon, as soon as I think that it's warm enough at night time for them to be outside. Okay, I think that's about all for today's video. This can go away. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon. Bye.